On February 9th at 11 PM Eastern Time, Clot dropped one of the most innovative sneakers I can remember in recent memory, the Nike Clot Cortez. Now, Clot is a brand founded by Edison Chen. A lot of people might not know that he was actually a huge star in Asia for decades before founding Clot. Clot has obviously done a lot of Jordan and Nike collaborations. You've got the Jordan 14 Terracottas, the Jordan Delta 2, and the Jordan 5 Low Jade. Clot collaborations have been pretty hit or miss, but I feel like I like them more than the average person. Part of that is because they infuse Asian influence into every sneaker, so I appreciate that. And I feel like there's a lot of details that if you don't speak the language, if you don't come from the culture, you might miss. For example, on the Jordan 5 Low Jade, I saw a lot of sneaker reviewers not know what this was on the side of the shoe, and because I can speak, read, and write the language, this actually means 23 in Chinese characters, so I really appreciated that detail. Now again, with the Nike Clot Cortez, they took a lot of Asian influence. This time, this shoe is inspired by martial arts and the concept of yin and yang. The Cortez is obviously a very historically significant shoe. It was the first track shoe invented by the founders of Nike, Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman, so I was really interested to see how Clot would interpret this shoe. And honestly, after seeing the box alone, I could tell how much innovation and thought that they put behind this shoe, and I think they did the Cortez justice. Now, believe it or not, there's 3 different ways you can wear this shoe, so I can't wait to go through all the details, all the quirks for the shoe. Here we go. Now, I definitely have to start with the box. The box is much larger than a usual Nike shoe. That's because there's some extra items included with this shoe that I'll show you later. And the color of the box, again, furthering the yin-yang concept. You'll see that black and white color, and you'll see on the sides of the box, different martial arts poses. So right off the bat, you know what is inspiring this shoe. You know what the shoe is about. Love that. Love that storytelling, love that execution. Now, inside the box, you'll see this paper that has different martial arts poses again, as well as the Clot logo. Absolutely love that. Furthers the storytelling, and because we're talking about the paper that comes in a shoebox, have to compare it to the absolute travesty that is the Air Jordan 2 Responsibilities, where they included paper that has flowers on them with no explanation. Total night and day. Just the box alone gave me hope opening up the shoe. The one downside maybe is that the box is too big, it's harder for storage, but the presentation, the execution of the box alone, love it. This shoe dropped for $140 on Edison Chen's website, juicestoreusa.com, and you'll see throughout the shoe everything is black and white, further playing into the concept of yin and yang. If you haven't seen old kung fu or martial arts movies, this type of shoe is what they would wear in those movies. So first, this is the form that the shoe comes in, and you'll see this outer wrap around the Nike Cortez. You have this half swoosh on this black material wrapping around the Cortez, and it joins onto the black swoosh on the inside of the shoe. And on the booty of the shoe, you see a drawstring attached to the black material. And the tab on the drawstring actually feature the yin and yang symbol. Love that. This shoe also features a shoe stick, not a shoe tree, but a shoe stick. I actually kind of like that. And the midsole of this shoe is made out of black and white EVA foam. Very simple, very classic. And the outsole of the shoe is even more simple. Just a completely white herringbone design. So that's one way you can wear this shoe, and this is probably the form that I like the most. But now let's take a look at the second way you can wear this shoe. Now this is the second way you can wear this shoe. Obviously the black cover is now removed, it's completely stripped down, the midsole has disappeared, and this version of the shoe you can definitely wear indoors. You could wear it outdoors, but the lack of a midsole might make that difficult or uncomfortable. But indoors, this is perfect. In Asian and Chinese culture, it's pretty custom to take your shoes off when you go into your house, go into someone else's house, and either change into socks or change into another pair of indoor shoes. So this would be perfect for that occasion. And because it's missing the whole midsole, it is super light in this form. The leather for this white upper sole is pretty average, kind of what you would expect for a $140 shoe. There is still a very thin outsole on this shoe with the Clot logo and the black and white colorway to further resemble the yin and yang concept. The booty of the shoe has these 2 characters that say Kung Fu. The storytelling of the shoe is on point. And the tongue on each shoe is different. One has the Nike logo and the other has the Clot logo. I really like that Clot logo. I think it's very unique, very recognizable. Now the third way you can wear this shoe is very unique. So this shoe comes with these extra insoles, and how you would use them is once you remove the black covering, you place these insoles in here like such. Now you can just wear this black shoe as is. This is probably as close as you'll get to a traditional old school Kung Fu shoe. I don't know how much I would wear this shoe like this, but I love how they thought of this, love the innovation and the creativity. The special insole features the Clot logo as well as the Nike logo. The insole of the Cortez also is worth a mention. It has a Clot logo, 2 yin yang symbols, and then the Nike logo. Again, all the elements tell a story, it fits into the theme of the shoe. The sizing of the shoe is where it gets a little tricky for us wide footers. I usually go 9.5, but for a Nike and Jordan, I always go up half a size to size 10 for my wide feet. When it comes in the original form, when you put your feet into the Cortez, the actual Cortez, it's a pretty snug shoe, it's a pretty tight fit. However, when I tried the shoe in this form, because it's just a black nylon covering, it can get pretty loose. So if you don't have wide feet, I'd say you'll be fine true to size. But if you do have wide feet, I'd really think about what version of the shoe that you would wear most often. If it's the Cortez, then I'd say go up half a size. If it's the black Kung Fu traditional look, I'd say maybe just stay true to size. So the comfort is okay, it uses okay leather, it's not the greatest shoe to wear all day. But the comfort when you take out the Cortez and just put in the special insoles, before making this particular segment of this video, I wore those for about 2 hours around the house and they feel like slippers. Even though they're a bit loose because of my wide feet, it's hard to get the sizing exactly right, it feels comfortable. So I can definitely see myself making that version of the shoe my indoor slippers. 3 things that I love about this shoe. Number 1, it goes without saying, the creativity and the innovation, I gotta give them credit. Even if you don't love the Cortez, even if you don't love the colorway, the fact that they came up with 3 different versions of a shoe and all inspired by martial arts and yin yang, and all 3 versions play very well into that theme. You can tell they're really trying to push the envelope of these collaborations. They didn't go the safe route. There's some other collaborations, even though I love Armand Manner, you know exactly what you're getting, burgundy white or black and burgundy. I appreciate Clot taking the risk, trying to push the envelope and really advance what we think is possible when it comes to buying a sneaker. The second thing I love about this shoe is the box. Again, all the elements play into the theme of the shoe of martial arts and the yin yang concept. I really like when a sneaker tells a story, and just from the box alone, you know exactly what this shoe is inspired from. The third thing I love about this shoe is the booty of the shoe. Chinese characters for Kung Fu fits perfectly well into the theme and tells a story for the shoe. 3 things that I don't love about this shoe. Number 1, the shipping price for this shoe is $19.99. So even though the shoe retailed at $140, I ended up paying close to $170 for this shoe. I think that's a bit overpriced, even though you get 3 versions of a shoe. The shipping just catches you off guard. I don't like that. The second thing that I don't love is there's no extra laces. I feel like they should have given us black laces. I think that would have looked pretty cool on the shoe. And honestly, how much do laces cost? Probably nothing. So if they're already gonna go with 3 versions of a shoe and add special insoles, why not just give us 1 set of extra laces? The third thing that I don't love about this shoe is I don't really like the Cortez silhouette overall. It is one of the most important shoes to ever come out. It's really what started Nike. It's Nike's first track shoe that they invented in 1972. The co-founders actually designed that shoe. However, just in a vacuum, I don't love it. It's not my favorite silhouette. I don't own any other Cortezes. There's just something about how that toe box looks, just kind of turns me off. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the Nike Clot Cortez. Like, subscribe, and remember, just remember, wear your shoes.